Hey YouTube, welcome to the We All Juggle Knives channel. It's going to be a video for those interested in self-protection. And hey, these days, who isn't interested in that? We're going to talk about what's called the interview. If you study criminology or just true crime type stuff, you know that criminals have a preliminary exercise that they do before they decide to choose you as the victim. It's often referred to as the interview, where the criminal will have some verbal interaction with you. They have a pretext for interacting with you. They're trying to watch your body language and your response, your tone of voice, your eye contact, to decide if you would make an easy victim. So for example, sometimes they'll ask you for money. Hey man, can I borrow $5? Sometimes they'll say, hey man, you got the time? You got a cigarette? Sometimes they'll pretend like they need help. Oh, hey man, can you give me directions to the hospital? You know, preying on seeing if you're a sympathetic, empathic type, rather than a mean, someone that will resist and cause them pain if they try to do the same. That's called the interview. How to survive that interview process? Well, they're trying to mess with your mind. If someone says, hey man, do you know what time it is? They want to see if you immediately follow their instructions. If you immediately look down, right? You're immediately following their instructions. You're taking your eyes off them. They might pull a weapon at that point when you take your eyes off them. A total stranger goes up to you, you should not follow their instructions or suggestions. So don't be a puppet. Oh yeah, here. Oh yeah, No, they're looking for submissiveness. The number one reason people fail the interview, in my opinion, is that they don't want to be rude. In normal society, it's good to be polite, cooperative, helpful, at your job, in your relationship, among your family and friends. You do better in life if you're not rude. Okay, so people are brainwashed, and now some stranger comes up to you and starts asking you for things, and you don't want to be rude, so you give all the wrong responses. You make weak eye contact, you try to appease them. They hone in on that like a wolf among sheep. You shouldn't be afraid to be rude, because it's not rude. They came up to you out of nowhere and started asking you for things. I consider that rude. If you come up to me, someone I know has to introduce you to me, or if I'm sending out signals like, if I go to a used car lot, I expect the salesman to come up to me. That's a structured event. If I'm just a normal person going about my day, minding my own business, walking down the street, that does not mean a green light for every stranger to go come up to me. They're already being rude. You're not being rude for setting limits. You need to set a strong limit. Now, what you say to them depends who you are, what you can pull off. Some people can be very intimidating, others maybe not so much. So you have to think what you can pull off. But in general, first of all, if they ask you for something, you can just say no. Hey man, do you know what time it is? No. Hey man, can I have $5? No. Hey, could you give me directions? No. Now, some people can't pull off just the no, right? I can give someone a no that makes them know that I could care less about them and I'd be glad to harm them if I needed to. I just give them a look. Some people, they can't look mean, so you might have to say more. It really depends, but, something along the lines of, you gotta say something along the lines of, look, I've had a really bad day, I don't have time for this shit, so no. All right, that's pretty clear. If the person keeps pushing after you say something like that, they're up to no good. They're up to no good, so then you take whatever steps past that, but at least it's clear. You've drawn your line. All right, that was mainly what I had to say. Be aware of the interview. Don't be taken by surprise, and for God's sake, don't get victimized because you thought it might be rude. All right, go ahead and Even if it was rude, you setting the limit, so what? It's not the end of the world, right? Sometimes it's necessary, and I don't even think it's rude to begin with. All right, this has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.